place where you can go, where there's no one to tell you yes or no. If you just look into your heart, you will find there. That's the place to start. If you take a step and take another again, you'll find a better place to land. I know that it can be there someday. You've been waiting for. I know this life can be that one life you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Today could be the someday. Today could be the one day. Today could be the someday you've been dreaming of. Oh, 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 oh. Today could be the day. Oh, 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 today could be the day. 5, 4.
Every time she hits her stride
Here I come.
and is ready to chase it again. Every time we hear the bell and know a child is cancer-free. Every time his heart beats stronger and he scores the winning goal. With more than 35 pediatric subspecialties, East Tennessee Children's Hospital is here every time it matters most.
Well, good morning. Happy Hump Day, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's another foggy start to the day. Grab an extra cup of coffee. I'm drinking some French toast coffee this morning. Smells so good. And 0 calories for French toast. I'm just going to throw that out there. Anybody, how's everyone doing this morning? Have you been outside yet? Super foggy on my way to the bus stop this morning with the kid. Posted that on social media, but out there this morning, we've got a nice sunrise taking shape from Anderson County. A different story from what we had yesterday, where we had the super thick, foggy conditions, so more widespread fog yesterday, but have burned off a lot quicker yesterday than from the previous day. And this morning, it's kind of just hit and miss to get the day started. Actually, I want to start you off with a live look, a time lapse from yesterday. This is from my camera there at Fort Loudoun Dam. Look at the fog there at Fort Loudoun Dam over in Loudoun County. Super thick fog, but watch how quickly it really burned off. And it left us with abundant sunshine yesterday, a few high thin clouds yesterday, but all in all, it just turned out to be an amazing day. Now, again, this area also has a little bit of dense fog this morning as well, so we'll go back outside. Look at that sunset last night. Ooh, it's so nice. And that, oh, by the way, it is a full moon. Here's a live look there, same location, and a little bit of fog here this morning, but not enough to necessarily slow you way down. Of course, it is Wednesday. I'd be remiss to say that we can't say good morning and get our Wednesday started without our friend Ed Rupp. So let's say good morning to Ed Rupp so Debbie can take her darn shout.
Wait for him. Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her shout.
And we can have a nice cup of coffee, and our Wednesday is now officially underway. But let's talk about yesterday for a second. We made it to 64 degrees. What was I forecasting? 64 degrees. All right, so I wasn't wrong yesterday. 64 after a morning low of 36, though. So it was definitely a chilly start to the day. All right, let's talk about these 3 disturbances that are heading our way. We do have 3, essentially 3 cold fronts heading our way. The first one actually comes through today. Now, when you look at the satellite radar, it doesn't really have much moisture with it. So it's going to be a moisture-starved cold front, but what it is going to do is pick up the wind. So the wind's going to be gradually increasing throughout the day at upwards of about 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts. So if you happen to have the day off, happen to have a kite in your in your bonus room or whatever, maybe a good day to go out and do some kite flying with the abundant sunshine. And again, it's going to be a gorgeous day. But again, a rather breezy day. Now this morning, as the cold front approaches, a little bit of a southerly fetch to the air, and so that's actually elevated our morning low temperatures a little bit, even though we had clear skies last night. So we're running about 2 to upwards of 11 degrees warmer Lower elevations, so a nice solid inversion. Okay, we talked about this not too long ago. We've got an inversion taking place this morning. What does that mean? Well, that means it's colder at the surface of the earth in the low-lying sheltered area. So the lower you are, the more sheltered you are, the colder it is. You go up to the Cumberland Plateau at about 12 to 1,300 feet above sea level, and we're running in the mid to upper 40s. You go to the foothills and mountains, and you go up to about 2,000 feet or so, and we actually get warmer. So we actually have 40s and 50s across the foothills, but then you go above and beyond that, and that's where it gets cold again. So an inversion, this is the time of the year that we have inversions a lot, where the lower you are, the colder you are, a lot of mornings anyways. All right, so forecast high temperatures is going to be back into the 60s and 70s. It's going to be even warmer today than what it was yesterday. Enjoy that. Embrace it. It's going to be nice. And that's going to make for a nice evening. If you want to do some grilling in the backyard tonight for dinner, 64 by 6 in the evening rush hour, down to 57 by 8. And if you're still out and about, not bad. Not as cold as it was the last couple of nights. We're going to be in the mid-50s. All right, so rain chances do increase. And I should say, let me just throw this out there, a little caveat. Precipitation chances increase. Do I have your attention, please? Do I have your attention, please? We may get some light snow showers. So let me explain. We've already talked about disturbance number 1. That comes through today, bringing us and kicking up the wind a little bit. Here's disturbance number 2 and number 3. So here's our pattern evolution. Disturbance number 2 comes through Friday night and Saturday morning. That's what's going to bring us about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rainfall. Disturbance number 3 comes through Sunday into Monday as a big old deep trough digs its way into the southeastern U.S. Now, most of the snow belt will be across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes, but because we're going to have this solid pocket of colder air with us, it may produce our first chance for seeing some snow in the lower elevations. Hold on a second. Hold on. Stand by. Let's ease it up here a little bit, okay? I know I said the 4-letter S word. Okay, so we're looking at about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rainfall, generally speaking. Now let's switch over to the snowfall product, the ensembles. Now the European actually has a little bit more snow across the plateau, maybe a couple of flurries in the valley, and a little bit more snow across the mountains. The GFS really doesn't have a whole lot. So you take the ensembles and you piece it all together with different models, and it's still picking up on a chance for maybe a light dusting of snow across the northern plateau, the Cumberland Mountains, and also the Smoky Mountains. I'm not adding snowfall totals yet. Here we are again, my friends. We're getting into the winter season. And when I do winter weather forecasting, just so you know, if you're new to the platform and you weren't with me last year, I start slow and go slow and low. You start slow and low and then gradually work your way up, because we all know here in East Tennessee that we only pick up about, generally speaking, 4.5 inches of snowfall a season. That's it. So we really don't get a lot of snowfall here. And a lot of times it comes with those little clipper systems coming in from the northwest. We need that low to develop down into Georgia, head into North and South Carolina. Those are big snowmakers, those southern sliders. That's not the case this time around. Too early in the season. No, I shouldn't say too early in the season. We've seen snow this early, but it's not going to happen this time around. All right, so there's your 3 little disturbances. One today bringing us the wind and the warmth. We'll drop those temperatures a little bit tomorrow, kick them right back up into the 70s Friday, Saturday. Lows will be in the 40s and 50s. That's going to be nice and comfortable. Rain increases late Friday. Now that 20%, probably after about dinner time on Friday night. But we'll see some light rain showers Friday night into Saturday. Saturday, early in the morning. That 20% is early in the morning. It's a 100% chance Friday night. So Saturday is going to be mostly dry. And then Sunday, Monday, not a lot of moisture with that system, but a lot of colder air. And you can see those temperatures are going to fall into the 40s and 50s. So we could be trending Monday nearly 20 degrees below average. We're talking about middle of winter type of weather, right? With morning lows in the 20s and 30s, which would signify our very first hard freeze, possibly heading our way by the start of next week. And the Climate Prediction Center is talking about that as well with those below average temperatures, but it may not last too terribly long. We may start to see those temperatures come back to above average. Actually, I want to take you downtown here for a second. That's a live look in downtown Gatlinburg, I should say. Beautiful view. Look at the nice, brilliant colors right there on the hillside. Oh, the colors are so nice. Hopefully you had a chance to get out and enjoy that. I'm going to be posting something a little on social media. Took my drone out yesterday. The kids and I had a chance to, since they were out of school yesterday, thanks to Election Day, took them to the park and we played several rounds of pickleball. Then they played at the park. We played a little bit of soccer, and I flew my drone out there and got some great little drone shots of the lake, the sun setting, and the nice colors. I'll be posting that more to that to social media throughout the day as well. Today is also a good day to give blood, by the way. I'll talk more about that here in a second. If you do give blood, we've got a great fundraiser happening throughout the day today. So Seth is my director of sales, by the way. Everyone say hi to Seth and his wife, Amy. And his wife, Amy, almost passed out yesterday. You know, I told Seth yesterday I've never, ever, ever given blood. And I should. But I never have. And I don't really have a reason for that. And Seth, actually, if you want to put the information in the chat right there, if you don't mind, I can't find it on my phone right away, I don't think. Let's see if I can find it on my phone, but we've got a good blood drive today. So Seth, if you happen to have that, throw that in the chat so everybody can see, and maybe you can come out and do a little bit of meet and greet. Because I think Seth and I are going to go out there later on. Yeah, I don't have the information right here. So Seth, go ahead and bring that information to the chat and we'll populate the chat. All right, here we go. Let's take you to the national holidays for the day today. We'll take it back outside because we do have fog in some locations, other locations not so much. This is West Knoxville, where it is super foggy this morning. This is Fox Road Marina. Kind of like the last couple of mornings, so not as widespread, but definitely thick in some locations, that's for sure. So now's the time that we talk about your national holidays, your historical weather events across the country, and your world history. Got to talk about that, right? All right, here we go. National holidays this morning. It is November 5th, so of course we're always celebrating birthdays and events. If you have any birthdays or events going on, let us know, or let me know, so I can throw that in the chat. And so everybody has an idea of what they could possibly do. Not everyone works every single day, right? So birthdays and events. All right, here we go. It's National Stress Awareness Day. Boy, do I know that. I need to... Maybe I'll take a little stress reliever today. That would not be going to donate blood, but that seems stressful to me. However, you can sort of mitigate and get rid of that stress. Probably a good day to do so since it's National Stress Awareness Day. But I think we're all stressed, right? Our lives, money, families, friendships, bosses, all the things, right? It's National Love Your Red Hair Day. Any redheads out there this morning? Any true redheads? I can never tell from your picture, so I'm just saying. So you're saying there's a chance for some snow showers on Monday in the Tri-Cities. What do you think? I think there is a chance. Yeah, I do think there's a chance. We'll see how it all plays out. It is only Wednesday, so we are multiple days away. So make sure you check back in. Wendy, but I do appreciate you joining me from the Tri-Cities this morning. Today is also National Donut Day. What's your favorite donut? I'm going to have to probably go old-fashioned, Boston cream, strawberry, blueberry, cake donuts, or covered donuts. Apple fritters. Love me some apple fritters. Donut holes. They're okay. Or you go to Topgolf and you get donut holes and you have the liquid that you can squirt inside of it, whether it be strawberry, blueberry, or Boston cream liquid to squirt inside. That's a good way to have a donut hole. Just going to throw that one out. All right, let me know your favorite donuts. You've got 3 redheads. Nice. Stressed about snow. No, don't stress about snow. You're a redhead. Well, there you go. True redhead. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? Bed hair, red hair. Red. All right, let's talk about some historical weather events for this date in history. In 2002, let's get that on the screen there. Got Elaine's comment on there. In 2002, severe thunderstorms moved across southeastern Alabama and into the Florida Panhandle, producing wind damage and several tornadoes. A tornado struck the Alabama town of Abbeville, killing 2 people and injuring 25. In 1989, temperatures warmed into the 80s across much of Texas, with highs of 86 in Abilene and Fort Worth, as well as San Angelo, which were records for the date. In 1988, a powerful low-pressure system produced high winds from the Great Plains to New England and produced heavy snow from northern Wisconsin to the upper Michigan area, winds gusting to 64 miles per hour at Knoxville, Tennessee. We made it there. Look, winds gusting to 64 miles per hour in Knoxville, Tennessee. Non-severe thunderstorm wind damage, probably likely that day, and reached 80 miles per hour at Pleasant Valley, Vermont. That's a strong low-pressure system. In 1987, low pressure of the coast of California produced stormy weather in the southwestern U.S., with flash flooding stranding 8,000 people in Death Valley National Park in California. That was 1987. Jeez. 8,000 people stranded? That's crazy. That's scary too, huh? In 1977, a slow-moving storm produced 5 to 9 inches of rain across northern Georgia. In 1961, strong Santa Ana winds, those are those Chinook or downsloping winds in California, fanned the flames of the Bel Air and Brentwood fires in Southern Cal. I do remember hearing about that. 1961, the Brentwood fires, destroying many homes. In 1894, the famous Election Day snowstorm occurred in Connecticut. As much as a foot of wet snow fell, and the snow and high winds caused great damage. Wires and trees, winds gusted to 60 miles per hour at Block Island, Rhode Island. And on this date in history across the world, November 5th, 2025, here's your daily quote. If stupidity got us into let's try that again. If stupidity got us into this mess, then why can't it get us out of this mess? Will Rogers. I like that. Oh, stupidity sometimes gets us in a mess, doesn't it? All right, in 1959, the American Football League was formed. In 1940, U.S. President Roosevelt won an unprecedented third term in office. In 1935, the game Monopoly was introduced by Parker Brothers. In 1911, Italy officially annexed Tripoli. And in 1872, in the U.S., Susan B. Anthony was fined $100 for attempting to vote in the presidential election. She never paid the fine. And now you know. Let's take you to Union County this morning. Here's a live look from the Maynardville Courthouse in Union County. Big shout out to Maynardville. I think I saw Tom on here. Tom's from Maynardville. There he is. He says hi to Seth and Amy, by the way. All right. Seth can't find the post. Let's get this out here. Seth can't find the post in the chat, but it's on Kingston Pike across the street from Markman's Jewelry, 9:30 to 5:30. So 9:30 to 5:30. It's actually a great organization. So good friends of ours and our neighbors. The husband was in serious health and needed a lot of blood. So after he was better and healed himself, he and his wife started their own blood drive. And they've got a lot of people, a lot of giveaways, a lot of big wigs going, like from UT to, you don't know who you're going to see there. And so make sure you check that out. So if you do give blood, across the street from Markman's Jewelry on Kingston Pike from 9:30 this morning till 5:30 this evening, they're doing giveaways and gift cards. East Tennessee Weather has donated $50 in gift cards to the blood drive as well. So great organization. Seth, are you coming to pick me up when we're going out there? I don't know what we're doing today. Morning, Eric. 35 degrees. Got some widespread frost up there. Well, sometimes you just can't fix stupid, can you? And yay to Maynardville. I love Maynardville, Tom. Maynardville's a great little small community. All right, time to go through some pictures. Let's see if we got any Witchers pictures. We do, and I figured as much. Elaine has outdone herself. She's joining us on the program this morning. Elaine, how about them apples? Full moon, my friends. Full moon taking shape. We've got another one from Shelby Hicks. Here's Shelby's full moon shot. And that could be sideways, but I don't even know because it doesn't matter. Here's another one from Shelby. This one's a good one. Something in the foreground to give us some reference to. I like photography. I like to put stuff in the foreground, the background. That one's sideways, but you kind of almost never know if it was sideways, huh? That's how the picture actually came in. Let's see another one from Elaine. Full moon, Maryville, 6:30 this morning. Elaine, you were up early this morning, so today is the full moon. That is the first shot of the full moon, thanks to Elaine. Elaine, you're awesome. She also captured Orion. Here's Orion out there. If you are into, there's Orion right there. If you're into astronomy and also Gemini and Jupiter, capturing Gemini and Jupiter. So Elaine was up early getting her photography skills underway. There's Jupiter and what'd you say? Gemini and Jupiter. And Brittany, fog and Kodak over the French Broad River. And if you saw my video this morning, it is a super foggy start to the day. Get it, get it, get it. There it is. I'll rotate that. That's what your drive could look like this morning. So it is definitely a foggy start to the day. So do travel safely. But again, keep in mind that we are talking about the potential for, well, we're going to see wind today, rain. Good morning, Judy. Maybe some snow. I'll drive so when you pass out, you can get us home. Perfect. Listen, I just don't like needles and I don't like the sight of blood. That's all. That was all before you had your coffee. Elaine, you need to get your coffee a little bit sooner. Full moon. Brett, Beverly, you're not wrong. My wife's working today and she asked me yesterday, she goes, wait, is today a full moon? I said, no, tomorrow's a full moon. She goes, great. She's a nurse. Great. The hospitals are going to be crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, we're going to wrap things up this morning. Hey, thanks for joining me this morning. For all joining on, had several people actually joining on Instagram this morning. Lots of you joining on the app as well, so that's why I send those push notifications. Okay, so sunshine and wind today. It's going to be rather breezy and gusty. Warm weather continues all the way through Saturday, but Friday night into Saturday, we've got a cold front that's going to bring us some decent rain, quarter to half an inch, probably closer to half an inch. We'll dry out Saturday, and then Sunday into Monday, another pocket of even colder air that may produce a little bit more snow across the mountains. I would probably guarantee that. But one model has some snow in the lower elevations, another not so much, so stick with me. I'll keep you posted on how it all plays out. Where's your picture of the pink clouds over the moon? Did I have that on there? Did you send that through Witcher's Pictures there, Eric? I don't know if I see it. I don't see it, so maybe it didn't upload through Witcher's Pictures and the app itself. Sorry about that, bud. Anyways, be safe. Be kind to each other. As I always say, life is short. And with it being a full moon today, maybe pack a few extra patience. Some extra patience. And just know that things are probably going to go awry. And it's probably due to that thing up in the sky. Now I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Have a great day, my friends. I'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher, 7:30 on our Friday Eve. Have a great day.
With a concrete soul and a dream just to fly free. There's a spray can sitting, it could light up the show if you gave it to me. This army of sinners forgot to fight for a cause, while the visionaries run a race that's already lost.
Wait for him. Bam! Now we slide all the way downhill to the weekend. The kids can get ready for school, and Debbie can take her shot.